And we are live. Hi, everybody. We're here with the Sophon team. It's LiveArt. We're super excited to be here today. We're, of course, going to be focused on RWAs, but we're also going to learn more about Sophon, what they do, why are they, a really incredible chain to partner with, particularly within consumer crypto, and our most recent launch on Sophon, which features a big artist. His name is David Hockney. His market is $1.9 billion. He's been around the block for some time, and we're very, very excited to tell you a little bit more about it. If you can, please share the stream on X, YouTube, or LinkedIn. We'll really appreciate that. We're going to give a little bit of time for everybody to start joining and get the conversation started. Miggy, I will share here the link to the stream on X, and then you'll be able to sort of share it as well.
Sweet. Just gave it a retweet on Sophon, and I'll do that from my personal as well.
Awesome. We're going to also put this on Discord. Cool. All right. We're announced. And I think while we wait for more people to join, why don't we share some background? I'd love some intros on your side, maybe starting with you, Miggy, and then Aisha next.
Sure. Well, yeah. Of course, first of all, thank you for having us here. Really excited. Of course, this is huge for both LiveArt, Sophon, and just like RWAs in general. I'm Miggy, head of socials at Sophon. Been here since March. Kind of what we try to do here at Sophon is very different from, I guess, a lot of consumer crypto projects. We're very experimental with a lot of the things that we kind of do on the marketing side, as well, just with projects and making sure that we're kind of tapping into different areas of like art culture, entertainment. And yeah, that's kind of just like a baseline of my introduction there.
Awesome. And then Aisha, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Just checking.
Yeah,
Aisha. Okay.
you are. That happens every time. Yeah, so I'm Aisha. I work at Ecosystem Sophon, and we're working with Lisa very closely for this launch. And I'm really excited to talk about art and how actually this is a good application of the blockchain and can take art into everyone's hands in a really easy way. And that's part of what we're doing at Sophon, trying to create a more lifestyle chain where this kind of things that we can do every day are open to everyone.
Love it. And I'm Luisa. I'm here from the LiveArt team working in project delivery and marketing. And, just to start, we know RWAs are really taking over right now. We have many different platforms and protocols in crypto bringing different markets on chain. And LiveArt, we have decided to focus specifically on fine art and also some high value investment grade collectibles that could be watches, cars, wines. But to get started, we are going over the category that we know best, which is art. Our founding team has worked at the top auction houses in the world and with top private collections and museums. So we're very well versed. We're also the number one source for art market data. So our platform services a lot of industry leaders within the art market with the best data and AI analytics. So very well positioned there. And we've actually started an amazing collaboration with Sophon. I think probably almost 2 months ago. We took some time to really build the branding and the experience to make sure it kind of brought the best of both worlds with LiveArt, with its assets, and with Sophon, with this incredible branding and incredibly accessible technology and user experience, which I know is very important to you guys. So with that in mind, I'd love if you could give us a quick kind of introduction to Sophon. What is Sophon? Why is it important? And what kind of things are you guys focused on?
Actually, want to go ahead with this one?
Sure. So in Sophon, what we're trying to build, it's a new chain where lifestyle is the most important thing for us. Our vision is to get users reward for the data they naturally produce. So I think this is very exciting as well, because in Sophon we really take care of all creators, about our lifestyle and how that can come all together. And I think in this case, LiveArt, what we're creating together, it's also for creators. It's not only for collectors, it's also for artists. And that's what actually made me really bullish. Because right now we should explain it better what LiveArt is about. But I think it's not only for like being able to collect really good pieces of art, it's also for new creators and artists to show their work. And that's part of our Spotlight program, which I'm really excited about as well. So yeah, I think that's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, I think our huge focus has really shifted again to like RWA's lifestyle crypto, and ensuring that we're kind of not focused on what the traditional crypto market has looked at when it comes down to, meme coins, um, a lot of like gamble-fi products. Like I think our huge focus is really moving towards stuff that people do as an everyday experience, and we really want to merge both data and everyday experiences together. And I think that's what the main goal of Sophon is.
Love it, which is like a great fit for LiveArt and LiveArt products. I would like to also just, I know we have a lot of people that have already joined. Welcome, everybody. So happy to have you here. Please share this stream with your friends, with anyone in your community. We will be giving away one mystery box, and that box can contain anything from art to fractions. So one person will get this amazing mystery box. And with that, I want to kind of dive deeper into sort of, how does Sophon see like RWAs fitting in the broader consumer and lifestyle you guys have?
Yeah.
I
So.
think, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
I was here. Okay, so I think right now, like art's being only for an elite for all of these years, only for a small amount of people. And I think before blockchain, we will never imagine that we'll come own a part of a piece of art. And also, there is a lot of like trying to gamify everything. It's not only games, it's also like trying to gamble everything, which I like. But in this case, we're doing something different where all your learnings about art or your experience with the artisans can reward you in a way. Like it's not only that you can own a piece of art, you can get rewarded for that. And that was like impossible in other moments. So I think like being able to invest there is something that's gonna really change how we see crypto no more as speculative way. It's something that you can use for creating culture as well.
Yeah, and I see RWAs as something that's like a huge market that I guess people have tapped into, but when it comes down to like crypto and RWAs, it's just such a good like mesh. You look at like Pokemon cards, just collectibles, whether it's just like sports, and then you look at actual like art pieces. I feel like there's such a huge opportunity within like the crypto realm for people to actually just invest, even when it's fractionally, which LiveArt actually provides. I think it's like a great source for people that want to get into collecting, but maybe don't have the capital to do so.
Totally, which is, I think, what it's all about, because I think something that I really noticed with Sophon is that it has that premium feel, but it's still fairly accessible, which is like exactly what we wanted to do. I'm not sure how familiar everyone is with the art market, because even if you do have the money to buy a great piece of art, it's really difficult. What is a good piece to purchase? It's very difficult to access those pieces because the market is led by experts. And so what was to open up this incredibly valuable asset class. Like we estimate that it's a $10 trillion market based on all of the art that is not just the art that trades, which is like $65 billion a year, like on average, but also the art that is stored in museums, that it's stored in private collections and things that like we don't see move or exchange hands very quickly. And infuse that with utility, And what we mean by that is that you can do a lot more things and have more agency over your assets, as opposed to just being able to sell it every couple of years. Now we're going to have, within all the LiveArt fractions, I think in the next week or two, we'll have the ability for you to borrow, lend, trade them, which is like pretty revolutionary. I mean, I don't know if this has been done before with this type of asset class. I don't think it has. So we're very excited about it. And with that, I'd love to share a little bit more about our drop, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to share my screen here. Whoa, here we are. So what we've launched is this incredible pool. It's called Paper Pool for 1980 by David Hockney. It's a pretty famous work because it's done at a time where David Hockney was in California, and he was kind of very obsessed with capturing like all of those different California vibes, like palm trees, pools, very picturesque scenes within California, but particularly he was obsessed with pools. So he created a lot of different versions of these. The most famous one sold for $90 million at Christie's a couple of years ago. I actually saw it. It was like I think one of the first auctions that I've followed. So, you know, you have it here. It's $10 a fraction. You can purchase in so, and you will earn 25 art rewards with every fraction that you purchase, and you'll also have a bonus in Soph, which is pretty cool. And that's only for the first 72 hours of the drop being live. I guess Miggy or Aisha, before I go in a little bit deeper into the artist, could you just share the best way for users to get Soph if they don't have it already?
Yeah, you can go on SyncSwap and you can basically bridge over from using whatever wallet, RWA, MetaMask, and with ETH onto Sophon, and then you can use SyncSwap to basically swap into Soph.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you for that. We'll also share it on our Discord and X in a little bit, so you guys can have that ready. Down here, you'll see some stats on Paperpool and also the certificate of authenticity. You know, he has, again, as we said, a great market record and an amazing price over estimate in data. And here you'll also be able to access a quick video, very detailed shots of the print. It's a beautiful lithograph, original slipcase. It's a great artwork at a great price. So we really hope to see you here to get your first David Hockney added onto your collection. To give you a little my art fractions, here are all the fractions that you purchase. You can also look at where your tile sort of falls within the grid, which I think is one of my favorite features for some reason. And how many fractions you own and what your rewards are. One more thing to say is that you get bonus fractions depending on where like your tiles fall in. So you can get an extra 50 art or 100 art if you touch any of these sort of bonus reward zones, which also very cool. If you're not familiar with David Hockney, you can always search for him in our database. So the search bar is everywhere on our website. You can use market cap and also artists. And down below, you can see like the average returns for the art, which are pretty good compared to other different markets, which gives you, you know, very detailed information and related artists as well. So encourage you to take a look. We posted, and Sophon also reposted information about David Hockney. So please, we encourage you to definitely check it out and enjoy some of the 72-hour perks. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything.
I have a question.
want to say? Yeah, Miggy, go ahead.
Yeah, no, like it's really interesting that you can just like how everything's obviously fractionalized. So is there a piece of like the specific artwork that's more valuable than like another piece per se? Maybe like the red part of on the top left. Like if you were to purchase that, is that worth more than let's say the blue water per se?
Well, it's a very good question. They're all sort of have the same value because it represents one unit of the
Right.
piece, but it's like random. You don't know which sort of in which section your fraction will land. So if you were to land on the red zone, it just means that you get 150 tokens bonus added onto your allocation.
Nice.
So I guess in a way it is more valuable, like because of the bonus, but yeah.
So it's a little kind of, I guess, flipping a coin, hoping that you purchase one of the red spots or purple spots of the artwork.
Yeah, if you get a pack, that's kind of one of the perks is that you can land anywhere, and you could also land twice in the same zone. Like you just don't really know. It's completely randomized.
Awesome.
I think in this case it's interesting because everything has like a beef of art. But I was asking to Luisa the other day, what happens when there is a lot of blank, like a lot of white, and maybe you get like a only like a white fraction of all the piece. And I think like someone is asking what happens if the art is not sold out completely. What will happen to the fraction? I think there you will still having your fraction. I think maybe the interesting question is what happens when someone wants to buy all the fractions, right?
Yeah. So if the art is not sold out, like we still like something that LiveArt does is that they will just buy the remaining fractions and then we'll get them on the secondary market so people can still trade them and buy them and do everything that they want to do with their fractions. We won't let that stop it. At the end of the day, like all of these assets are backed by a real world artwork that has real value and a real market. So it's a pretty safe buy from that perspective. We've also had the situation where someone actually buys a whole piece. That happened with the Superman, and that is basically where everybody will be able to redeem the fractions that they own for either a full payout in USDC or in ART tokens or hybrid, which will be half USDC, half ART. And yeah, that happened not too long ago for one of our RWAs as well. Yeah, great question. Well, I don't know if there's something you want to kind of explore more, Aisha or Miggy, on while we are on this topic, because otherwise I'll just move on to our last couple of.
I just want to say that like I think the potential of live art, like there's a huge like gap here. I mean, for example, I'm really into I guess like fashion and collectibles. Like I really like Takashi Murakami and like his work. I feel like there's a huge group of people that have not been tapped into, I guess, more of like the RWA side of things where, you know, maybe you wanted to own a bear brick but couldn't afford it and want to own like a fraction of one, and maybe eventually the value of that bear brick goes up. Like I think there's like a lot of cool ways that live art can be embedded into just collectibles and like different niches per se. So just props to you guys, and yeah, looking forward to kind of seeing how this goes with this piece of art from David.
Yeah, for sure. And I do something that we like to compare this to that is very close to us, like stable coins, but better, just because they are pretty stable assets and historically, their historical appreciation based on data for these artists and their works and their careers is there. So again, I think it's a great market to tap into and a great set of assets to sort of like, you know, for the price of, like you said, Aisha, a dinner, you can just get a fraction and have this really amazing experience. So I'd love to just go through kind of closing remarks. And within Sophon, I know you guys run a whole set of different programs. What are some special rewards that users can earn when they kind of interact or spend some time on Sophon?
I would say, I mean, it really depends. We have a couple of ecosystem projects that are offering or doing like campaigns in the near future. I know Scoreplay, very soon they'll be launching a tournament for their predictions market. But in specific to Sophon right now, there's no active like rewards. I think there is a entry program going on right now where people can earn like shards on that platform. Otherwise, there are future programs that we're kind of planning on launching at the moment that are more focused and tailored towards creators. So more of kind of like a creator program where we want to see people just making cool videos and just showing off their lifestyle on Sophon. And that's just one of the avenues we're taking. Of course, there is some pretty cool stuff that are in the works in the background that we can't really speak on too much just yet. But there is something very cool that I guess the team has been working on in the background. If a lot of people can kind of just been wondering like what's going on with Sophon, trust us, there is a lot of stuff going on, and it's just we can't announce it yet. But there are also a couple cool projects that are going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So that should be really fun.
It's gonna be a really exciting months ahead for Sophon, without doubt.
Can't wait to see it. And I also saw you guys launch badges not too long ago. Could you just? I'm just curious, and I also think like a lot of people in our community and in general love badges. So could you share a little more about that?
Yeah, badges are essentially your, I guess, footprint or digital footprint on what you do within Sophon Home, which is our overall kind of all-in-one place where you can go to when you experience kind of our ecosystem apps. You can gain badges based on the activity you do on chain. Eventually, I think there'll be more utility to that. It's just, again, I can't really spill too much beans on what we have kind of like in plan. But at the moment, they are soulbound NFTs to your profile based on the activity you do within the Sophon ecosystem.
Yeah, there's a lot of badges, so I recommend go to explore how many we have for different type of things like collecting NFTs, breaching on Sophon, being early as well. But we can talk about LiveArt badges as well because we have some on our spotlight for.
We do have some. Good point. Good point, Aisha. Definitely. We have actually I'm gonna pull this up actually because we just announced it. Let me find it. We announced one of our badges, but we will have a badge per pack, which is something we love doing. You will be able to essentially get a badge, a special badge, depending on how many fractions you hold. But anyone who is acquiring a fraction within the first 72 hours will also unlock the poolside champ badge, which is kind of themed with the pool and the palm trees and a nice flamingo floaty. And this will only be available for buyers within the first 72 hours. So definitely encourage you to participate early. You will be rewarded. And we'll share kind of the new, the other badges that are kind of pack-based badges within the next couple of days. And we also have a giveaway. So we will be doing a 100 fraction giveaway. Details for that will come within the next couple of days, maybe tomorrow. And it's definitely the biggest giveaway we've done. I don't think we've given away 100 fractions before. So get in early, get lucky, and we hope that someone. We hope you get this amazing.
The art piece that we are taking the fractions out is a really good one. Like one of my favorites of all times, I will say. So I recommend to buy those fractions early.
Yeah, getting early, and we will be able to do a weighted giveaway. So I think the more fractions you have, we'll just add a couple more entries so that keep things still randomized, but also fair across different holders. So yeah, that's all I had. It was great. We wanted to give everybody this rundown on who David Hockney is, why he's so important, what is our RWA that we are launching, how it works, everything like that, and also an intro to the Sophon team for the LiveArt community, which we actually had a lot of people asking about. So yeah.
Awesome.
Any closing remarks on your side? Anything else? Last words?
Everybody go buy a fraction. I think this is a really cool opportunity for everyone to just experiment with RWAs, own a piece on chain, and appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
Yeah, and I hope you have the Birkin as a real world asset soon, so I can own a fractional list.
Exactly. Same. We'll definitely go on to that. Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you enjoy your day. Get some fractions.